Welcome
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home. Welcome home.
Jafric Radio.
Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land. All will be happy and gay. Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on Jafric Radio. You're listening to Home Sweet Home on Jafric Radio.
This is Jafric Radio. This is Jafric Radio. This is Jafric Radio. This is Jafric Radio. Jafric Radio. Jafric Radio.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on Jafric Radio.
You are always welcome home. Welcome home.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
Hello, our wonderful and cherished viewers. Thank you so much for tuning into Jafric Radio Home Sweet Home program. Thank you so very much. And we are still wishing you a very happy new year. Yes, we are still in year 2023. The Lord has blessed us with another new year, and we want to wish you again and again a very happy new year. Thank you so much. In fact, you have been there for us all the time, and we need to appreciate you. Yes, without you, all the programs that we are doing here might not be successful. But because you are watching us, because you listen to us, yes, it gives us much confidence to come on and on and on with different programs and topics. We do appreciate your effort, your contribution, and your support. Thank you so very much. Yes, today we are here. Our team is here. Yes, and we give you nothing but the best. All right, nothing but the best. Thank you so very much. And let me remind you, this program is sponsored by Bayside Modeling Agency. If you are in Tokyo and you are looking for an agency, I am talking of modeling agency to belong to, then there is no other place than Bayside Modeling Agency. So why don't you pick up your phone and go to this email address, info@bay-side.biz, and just send a text that you want to register with them, and the staff will contact you and tell you the necessary things to bring for the registration. Thank you so very much. And Turmeric Hotel is at East Legon. Those of you who do not know Ghana, hey, you are mixing a lot of things. So please, if you are outside Ghana and you want to visit Ghana, I recommend Turmeric Hotel for you. It's close to the airport. In fact, the atmosphere there is very serene. In fact, when you get there, you will witness what I am saying to you today. Yes, so please hurry up and go to www.turmerichotel.com. Yes, you will see everything there. If you want to book, just do it now. All right. Yes, as I told you already, it's close to the airport. So your access to the international airport will not be a problem. Don't go and stay far away from the airport and the traffic catch you along the way and you miss your flight. Okay? So please get close to the airport. Thank you so very much. I have with me today our big bro. In fact, the beginning of the year, we haven't seen him. Yes, and today he has appeared. So, ladies out there, are you there? Your favorite is here.
This is Jafric
The
Radio.
person of Mr. Fred Jeche Mensa. Mr. Fred based Jafric Radio and the team want to say thank you for your great contribution and support to this program. In fact, we really do appreciate you for your time, your patience, your contribution, your wisdom, your talent, everything included. God richly bless you for being there for us all the time. So your viewers are with you, please.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure. Yeah, and I personally have fun being here, and I think yes, what we know is what we bring it out here. And yes, I want to welcome every viewer, wherever you are watching us. Good afternoon, good morning, good dawn, good midnight, wherever. Yes, I welcome you to Jafric. Just download the app, then begin to watch Jafric programs anytime. Please share it among your friends and let them know that we have an African station here which is very vibrant and it gives out a lot of information, and we're ready to go. So viewers, once again I welcome you, and personally I'm happy to be here and ready to speak on anything that I'm asked to. That's it. Yeah.
All right. Mr. Fred is ready to speak of anything that you'll be asked to. All right. Thank you so very much, Mr. Fred. And we have our producer here, producer and a DJ at the same time. Yes, it's in the person of Nana Yao Pop.
This
He
is Jafric
behind the
Radio.
scene, so you cannot see him. Yes, he's there all the time. If you want to see his face, please come on Sunday morning. Sunday morning, worship with Deacon Nana Pope. You will see him. All right. So if you want to see him from, not behind the scene, then just join in Sunday morning worship. Thank you so very much. And my name is Abena Poma Pukufuku. You can call me Dickness Poma, a lady with a long name. As I always say, if you know that you have a long name more than me, just send it to me. And let's see. In fact, there are some other names. Pastor Osei Enin will say some are in the fridge. We have put in some in the fridge. So just bring yours and I will just retrieve those in the fridge out. And you see how many names we have. All right. Thank you so very much. Yes, this is Home Sweet Home. We give you nothing but the best. We have only one motive, that we want every married couple enjoy the second heaven on earth. So I'm asking you right now, are you living in hell in your marriage? Then tune into Jafric Radio and your life and your marriage will never be the same, because we will give you the antidote for that problem that you are going through. Yes. Thank you so very much. Today's topic for discussion, we will do the recap, yes, of 2022 programs that we did here. So we will just have a brief discussion on those programs that we have already treated. And along the list, if you find some topics that you want us, I'm talking about viewers, you want us to revisit those topics again, please don't hesitate to send us the comment that you want us to do topic ABC that we did last year. And in fact, we will do it again and again because of your request. Okay? Yes, we want all of us to understand things very, very clearly. Yes. So, Mr. Fred, if you do remember, in January there was a recap of 2021. So we did those recaps. And then the main topic that we started was causes and solution of misconduct that leads to broken homes. Yes. Causes and solutions of misconduct that leads to broken homes. That was what we did in January. And then in February, we did lack of communication in marriage. Yes, I think we took the whole month to treat this topic. Lack of communication in marriage. And then in March, we treated appreciate your spouse. Appreciate your spouse. And then the second topic that we did in the second week, or let's say the third week of March, was different values and beliefs in marriage. Different values and beliefs in marriage. That was what we did in March. And then in April, we did effective conflict.
This is Jafric Radio.
In marriage. Effective conflict management in marriage. We are talking of effective, not conflict in marriage, but effective conflict management in marriage. And then that same month, the third week, we did domestic violence in marriage. Domestic violence in marriage. Nowadays, at first we saw a lot of women being abused, but now the table is turning. Some women are abusive very much. They abuse their husbands so bad. So today, during our recap session, we'll also dig deep into this if time permits us. And then we move straight to May. May we did selflessness in marriage. Being selfless in marriage. That was June. And then
This is Jafric Radio.
June we did who is a father. So from July to December we will talk about that in next week. Yes, so this is the recap that we are going to discuss. We from January to June. From January to June, the topics that we have already treated. We are going back, revisit them, and then talk brief about it. And then if you are out there, as I've earlier said on, and you want us to treat the topic again, please just write to us that you want us to repeat or treat this topic. If you want more details, information about the topic, just let us know. And for your sake, we will bring out the topic again. Thank you so very much. So, Mr. Fred, we will start from January.
Yeah.
What we did. And please, if you are out there and you want to phone in, our lines are open. Or let me say our line, because most of us call through WhatsApp. Yes. So the line is on the screen right now. Is if you are outside Japan, you add +81 70432 9331. Sorry, 9331. So if you are in Japan, just call 07042319331. It's on the screen right now. Yes, just phone in, and what is in your heart, let us know. If the topic treated has helped your marriage or not, or it has helped your relationship or not, let us know. We want best practices. Yes, those who did it, what was the results? Yes, what was the results? What was the result? So please, don't hesitate to phone us. Don't hesitate to send your comments, because it's really, really important to us. Your comments and your contributions are very essential, and we are waiting for you. All right. Thank you so very much. Yes, just wait. We are still working. We will open the phone lines, for you to call. So yes, when the time comes, we will let you know. So please now hold on. We cannot pick the phone right now. So just hold on for a moment. And when the lines are open, we'll be able to let you know. Yes, so that you can also phone in. All right. Thank you so very much. If my colleague, I know you are very much ready. Yes, in January, we discussed causes and solution of misconduct that leads to broken homes or that leads to divorce. Misconduct. Mr. Fred, are you ready to talk about it?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If you are ready, please, let's go. Misconduct. First, we look at what misconduct is. Yes. And there are some things that it's a no-go zone. Yes. When you did those things, bet me, you will put your marriage at stake. Yes. And it will not help. So those are the topic that we treated. Yeah, the causes. There are some causes and the solutions at the same time. All right.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Fred,
thank
go
you.
ahead, please.
I think, what we talked about was the causes of misconduct.
Misconduct, yes.
Yeah, in relationship is when one loses attention. Yeah, that is when one side is not paying attention to the relationship and not helping in development of it, not paying attention to the family issues, and perhaps doing some things contrary that causes the misconduct in the family. I think we talk a lot about it, and I think the main point that we finally discussed was the issue with communications. Yeah, so that was what
it led us to the next topic as the communication.
The following month,
because we found out that it's essential in marriage.
Yeah. So misconduct is, yes, like I said, not paying well attention to the family issues and doing some things different, going beyond certain areas that you're not supposed to go, or let's say developing a relationship outside your marriage, or putting up some kind of behavior within the family that's not supposed to go on. Yeah, so those are the things that we talk about, and there's no a single way. Everybody in his way of thinking. So each and every day you have different problems coming out within the family. So that's why I think communication became an issue that we needed to talk about, that people should have effective way of communicating with one another in the family. Yes, because if that is not there, then you have a lot of you have, of course, we have two people in that relationship making marrying.
That's right.
And when you have children, then the number increases. Don't forget that everybody in his way of thinking. So if you don't develop communication among yourselves, everybody's going to think his own way, and people are going to misunderstand things. They're going to take things the way they see it and understand it the way they see it, and that can cause a problem for the other. You see, and by that, it will lead them doing some things outside the relationship that would sort of lead them to misconduct, or lead them to doing some inappropriate things within the relationship. So that's what we talk about, and I believe we stress a lot on communication issue being the effective solution. Yeah.
And also we talked about let's say cheating, having extramarital affairs as misconduct.
Yeah, of course. That's what I said earlier on.
Yes.
Having a relationship.
And I think we need to, go dig deep in this one, because I think we did it early last year. It's about a year ago. And in fact, things are changing now. And a lot of issues are coming up. especially nowadays that there are some people that I think the bloggers and those people that do pranks, in fact, it will shock you. Sometimes I thought it's not true. Maybe they just it's a acting or something. But later I realized that it is not an act or acting. It is real. That cheating, and I mean, it's going on everywhere. Not in Africa alone, not in Asia alone, not in Europe alone, but the whole world. Mr. Fred, what can cause someone to, being in a marriage and at the same time having extramarital relationships?
You mean what can cause someone to do that?
Yes. I don't know, but it may have many reasons.
Fantasies.
And after that, we will see what we can do to help. Yes, because education, let's say, helps. Sometimes if you are ignorant about something, you do whatever you like. But when you get educated on certain issues, you know the consequences that follow. So it will also scare some people not to go, or inform people not to, involve themselves in such acts.
I don't know if there is a genuine reason for someone to have an extramarital affair. There is polygamy, or someone marrying more than one. That is there. But
that one is, let's say, it's married.
Yes.
The person is bold enough,
yeah,
and he has looked at his strength,
yes,
that he can carry the two women along.
Yeah.
It is not in my religion. It is not good, but in other religions, it's permissible. Yeah. So we cannot condemn it here, but
Yeah.
at least it's decent enough to inform the wife that I want to bring another woman into our home.
Yeah, that means getting her understanding. Yes, that's why I'm saying if you can do it that way, that is okay. But beside that, I said I don't know if there's any good reason to engage in sort of secret commitment. You see, it's because it's secret. That's why we all see it as wrong. Having a second affair, outside your relationship, because it's secret. That's why we say it, that is wrong. Someone who is in polygamy, he has shown that he's got somebody more than the one that he married. So in a way, we're trying to accept it because he's come out and boldly exposed himself. But the one who hasn't come out is the one hiding behind. That's why we see that kind of relationship as irregular. Yes, so that's what I'm talking about. That I don't know if there's a good reason to do that. Otherwise, something is wrong within their relationship. It could be some people could do that based on their fantasies, or
This is Jafric Radio.
simply they're just interested. But most of the time you can see that something was going on in the relationship that was not checked or that was not corrected, and it has been on for some time. That has made the man develop some relationship outside, or the woman getting into another relationship with somebody. So you can see the issue starts from the family. You see, beside their own fantasies or their interest and whatever, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. No responsible people would engage in that act until there is something irrevocably cropped up within the relationship. That's why, that is when you can see a noble person, trying to stay away from the normal relationship. That's how I see it. You see, so that's why we concluded that having effective communication in a relationship is very good. Yeah, because that can solve most of the problems, and that would make both of you open to one another. You see? Yeah. So effective way of talking to yourselves. You see, and we also mentioned that love, you see, having love or developing love for your spouse, of course, it also has to come through communication. And together, you need to educate yourselves, see, and develop love. Because without that, then there will always be problems. See, and when the problem starts, then no two ways. You see both parties trying to derail, trying to go into outside relationships,
right.
And that causes major issues. Yeah, that becomes
and nowadays, Mr. Fred, people don't fear that.
Yeah, people
like,
don't
to
fear.
date marriage man or marriage woman. At first, it was so fearful that when you go close to marriage man or marriage woman, you feel like kind of guilt. What? No, this is a no-go zone. But nowadays, people even wish to date married men and married women, and they fall into it.
You see,
Most of them.
people are no more afraid. It's because let me use ourselves, Africans, as an example in what I'm trying to talk about. You see, we sort of trying to import a culture that we do not understand them, or we're trying to let in some sort of culture that we don't understand it. We're trying to let it into us, and with that culture, you can see that it differs from how we were taught from the beginning.
Right.
See, and we have given that culture a priority to the level that it has overwhelmed what we have as our own culture. I hope you're getting me.
Yeah.
We, the Africans in particular.
Yes.
So you can see that, and within that culture, what they see as normal, we don't see is, of course, we also see it as normal, but there has to be some reverence.
That's right.
For example, when we were in primary school in Ghana, let me say Ghana because that's where I'm from. When you're on the public bus, any elderly person that gets on the bus,
Exactly.
you would have to
Just
get up and just offer your seat to that elderly person. Okay, it was there. Okay, for us that was a common sense. Now, the culture that we're trying to import, for them, they feel the little ones has to sit, and the elderly can stand and hold
yes.
the racks or whatever. That's what they think. But in our own, it wasn't a question of letting the children stand up and maybe hurt themselves when the car sort of wobbles or it breaks. No, but it was showing some kind of respect for the elderly.
Elderly, yes.
Because not only in the bus, even on the street, if any elderly person should talk to you, you've got to behave.
Exactly.
Right there, whether he's your mother or not. Once he sort of discipline you, you've got to accept it and go home.
Yeah.
These days you can't see that because the culture that we've imported does not addresses these issues and thinks everything is normal. So this is one way that I think our youth have gotten into it too much, and it's our society to have allowed them to bring in those culture too much to the point that it has overshadowed our original ethics of respect and so these are some of the reasons that people are not afraid. See, and again, let me put this straight. Religion is doing good in a way, and in a way too.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Misconduct. How did religion comes in here?
I'm not a religious person. I'm
I know.
not spiritual, but what I can say is a lot of these pastors don't say the truth.
Okay.
Most of them don't preach what is in the Bible, what the Bible says. You see? So they've deviated the whole thing. For me, when I was growing up, I didn't believe a pastor even can divorce his wife.
Oh yeah.
You see? And I didn't believe a wife of a pastor or a priest can also have a relationship with a church member.
Oh. Abomination.
Well, you see, all this kind of things has been going on in the system. But how did the news come out that it became publicly known? You see? So,
But it's a shame, like
yeah,
for
that's what
the
I'm saying.
leader.
If they should follow what the
Yeah,
the Bible
to
actually
that level
teaches.
it's a no thing.
Well, and
So what I would understand is that when people around or the members of the church see what is going on, they might think that, oh, even if the pastor is doing that, it's normal.
it's normal.
For us to also indulge
Yes.
in such act.
Yes.
So, but I think maybe it will be 1 out of 1,000.
Well, you were saying
Why
that. And
would
again,
it be?
this I even want to argue with even religious people. They say, of course, God hates divorce. I understand that.
Yeah,
But did he say don't do it?
right.
Did he say that? There are a lot of phrases in the Bible.
If he hates divorce,
He hates it, of course.
yeah, so it means if you,
That is what you think.
Mr. Fred, number one, we are not doing a Bible discussion
Okay,
here.
that's what I'm saying.
But if God hates divorce,
Yes.
it means he don't like it. So if you want to have a relationship with God himself, then whatever he hates,
There is
no go zone
there is
for
a-
you, right?
a scripture. Moses issued a certificate for divorced people. Why did that happen?
And the same scripture also said it wasn't like that in the beginning, but it because of the heartless
Yes.
of the people that
Yes.
caused Moses. It's not God, though, that one Moses. to
Yeah, but,
issue
but
those-
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. God says he hates it.
So-
But Moses issued it. See,
But
that's
God
why
didn't approve
Well,
him of doing that.
the freedom is given to us, so we can do whatever we want. That's why I'm saying the teachings restricting people that you cannot divorce when you're in the church. And look, that's why I'm saying we have to teach the scriptures. There are some scriptures that you can stand on.
Okay.
At that time, you can separate from your wife. This is what I think, from your spouse. There are scriptures in the Bible, of course. I will argue this someday, but that's what not what we're talking about.
Yes,
But what I'm trying to say is, people are made to sit in relationships that they are fed up with,
They are fed up with.
and they don't
So
know
it's
what to
just-
do. So it's just like they explode secretly, get into relationships. So one day when it comes out, then they're like, after all, you see, then you can.
All right,
you
now
can-
I get your
you
point.
get my point.
Yeah, yes.
Then you can hear from other sources too. Oh, if Mr. A and B in the Tamale area were able to do, they were caught, but they were not killed. They were sort of suspended, but now they are back to church. Then we also can do the same thing here. Then it keeps going on. It keeps going on. It keeps going on. First, we need to teach the people why divorce is not good,
Right.
and why God says He hates it. Nobody likes it. I don't think there are human beings who would say we
Nobody,
like.
nobody.
We need to use our brains, digest what the Bible says, teach people to understand why we should not try and separate relationships.
So you think your number one problem is the way the pastors and the
Yeah, it's like whatever the
church
situation,
handle marriage issues.
it's part of it. Whatever the situation, sit by it.
Yeah, be patient.
Be patient. Like somebody saying, you can't divorce, and if you divorce, you can't get married until the other one that you've divorced got married first.
The other one died. According to the Bible,
Then
it's
how-
not like
Then how is he going to die?
it means that you have to stay like. We might probably die before the person.
When you have feelings. So you keep this kind of stress, you burn yourself with passion until that person dies. Definitely, he's going to pray that he dies early.
Exactly.
So what about that? So whose heart is clean?
Sin, yeah.
Whose heart is clean here? If I have to wait till my former spouse dies and I'm burning with passion, the only thing is hold my Bible, do the conjurance and all those things, and make sure he dies.
Oh, but God has given us
Because I'm burning with passion.
a self-control, so you don't need to burn with passion.
Okay. you don't need to burn with passion, right? So what should I do?
Interesting. Viewers, just bring your comments, all right?
What should I do
you.
if I don't have to burn with passion? What should I do?
To marry.
But
Let's solve the issue.
But the church is saying don't marry until she dies or she gets married. So where are we now?
No, the church is saying that they don't want divorce because they want you to, solve the issue.
Yeah, but we didn't click
Issue
well.
that will even bring the divorce.
But I think
Just
before
handle it well.
it got to that point, don't forget that before it got to that point, probably we've brought in elders, pastors, whoever to talk on these issues, and it still didn't click well. So finally, we need to separate. That's why it ended up there. It wouldn't just start up and say, honey, from today we're not more together. No.
Hey, that one day.
Nobody would do that.
People would just send some others to psychiatrists to see if
you are normal.
everything is working correctly.
So that's what I'm saying. The way the teachings also goes. You see, it also
It gives
affects
much,
the society.
room for that.
Yeah, it gives room for that. So things that causes people to stay outside marriages, of course, society also has. It's also yes, it has a hand in it. Society is also faulty.
Yes.
We've got to accept that, and especially with these Africans, with our culture. The importation of the foreign items, they're okay, but we need to look at those areas that are not good.
Exactly.
Then we try to resist them. Point. Because our way of culture too has helped us in so many ways.
That's right.
You see, there were some that we could say a cake or whatever. By this time, 2023, we could develop it, you see, and bring it to a more acceptable way.
Okay.
It's possible. And I'm telling you, there are some too that have helped us because we were brought up in that culture. We're able to comport ourselves in certain areas.
Right.
And that gives us respect.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Fred. We just want to proceed to the next topic that we treated last year, February. Was lack of communication. I think Mr. Fred has said a lot about communication during the misconduct topic. So this one is lack of communication. Lack. So if the communication is not in the marriage, it brings a lot of suspicions, right?
Yes. And lack of it is perhaps the worst. Yeah. Because if you cannot have communication in a relationship, definitely something is
wrong.
It's wrong. Something is not good.
But others also feel like if they have the pressing need, something is pressing them. But when you voice it out, it becomes like, hey, you this man, you want complaining, you want like murmuring, and those kind of like, they don't want to be tagged with those kind of things, so they decided to swallow them all the time. They don't want to come out with what is bothering them. There are some people like that. We have some people, whatever is not right with them, they will just speak out.
Yeah, that is character issues. And I think one thing they have to teach about it during the courting time is communication issues, how to talk to your spouse. Of course, everybody and his character. And I believe before you would marry someone, you probably may have known that person for at least more than 3 months or 6 months.
That's true.
You see. Frankly speaking, 2 years should be a normal time for. Yes.
Others even date for 7 years before they got married.
Well, that's true. I'm an example of it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
7 whole years.
7 good years before we got married. So it came to a point we became like we were inseparable. Yeah, it's something, everything looked natural, and it's like if we were not together, we don't feel good.
Yes, true.
See?
Wow.
So if people can stay up to that point, that's okay, but I don't recommend it.
Yeah. A lot of inconveniences can set in.
Yeah, that is
and
there.
Unforeseen. Maybe one might think, hey, is it?
Yeah, that is also there, but I think it depends on your lifestyle. Yeah, you and that person, how you click.
That's true.
Yeah. Maybe you were both from school and you were aiming towards something which you both have set up some time to achieve it. Yeah, so both of you wouldn't like to disturb yourselves. Yeah, although you know you need to pay attention to one another, but you would be patient, because when the commitment sets in, the family pressure is going to be on you.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't forget that. And friends, relationships too, they're going to sort of come in with pressure because you are not committed. Yeah. So to sort of hold on that, yes, you can, delay it for some time. But not as much as that 7 years that I'm talking about. Normally, I think 2 years should be a very normal time.
Yeah.
That is when you know the person, not the one that you meet on the internet and you talk about marriage next year. No. That's not what I'm talking about. The one that you meet on the internet, of course, you need to know the person physically for some time. Yes. Yeah, it should.
It's very, very important.
My assumption is it should take much more time than the normal ones, because you now have to know the person's background, the kind of person, what he sees in the future, and how he's going to make his life. So many things that you should talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you don't do all these things and you immediately wake up and get into commitment and marry, you see that when you have got when you have gotten married, that is, you feel like you've reached the climax of that what do you call it, your secret or affection. So from there you need to begin to bring your life together.
That's true.
So that is where you're going to weave. You the two are going to weave your life together before you become one.
I like that word, weave your life together.
Yes, you weave it together to become one. And you can see that from there, there'll be a lot of problems would come up. You see, and all these problems were set in because you probably didn't have good communication before you got married, or didn't know yourselves well. Yeah, because it's not. People can hide their feelings when you meet them from the beginning. You see, at least 6 months, somebody can hide her feelings for 6 months just to win her partner or his partner. So 2 years, at least, you can somehow, but I'm not saying 2 years, just sit somewhere, just sitting down, waiting for the time to come. No. 2 years means you should develop a solid relationship with the person. So get to know yourselves well. You know, where you are from, what you intend to do, and especially to the man, God says He will provide you your helper. So if you want to get married with somebody, don't forget that you're going to ask God for a helper. So what are you going to dictate for the helper to help you? What is He going to help you with? See, and the woman too, if you're going to help somebody, Make
You
sure,
don't know.
yes, make sure
It will
you
be
know
very
what you're going to help the
difficult.
person
Exactly.
for. You see?
So lack of communication, it's, I mean, a poison in marriage.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
can
saying.
say.
When you begin weaving your lives together, the problem that you come up, if you're unable to solve it, both of you run to your world or into your shells, and you remain there thinking things will solve naturally. You do that because you either shy to come up with something, or you feel too bold to do that, or you feel you should have let it known much earlier, it's late. I mean, so many things. So you go into your own shell and you don't come out for some time, which is also not going to help you. Because each and every day, as the days
This is
goes by,
Jafric Radio.
things that you've not done, your procrastination period keeps compounding.
Yeah.
Compounding. You know? Yeah. So you need to know yourselves very well. Yeah, that's
Knowing
what
yourselves very well.
yeah, very well before
Talk much.
talk much,
Yes. Discuss issues much.
discuss issues
Yes.
much, and into details, especially if you are planning to marry the person and have family with. You've got to detail your talks or your communication very well.
And once you get married, or the two of you come together, that's the point that you need to know each other very well, and also communicate very well. Sometimes you might do something which is right, but because the other spouse doesn't know, it may seem wrong in his sight because he didn't have any idea of what you are doing, and it creates a lot of suspicions. Yeah, that leads to a lot of conflict in marriage. And so I think communication is the most important thing to consider when, I mean, during the courtship and even in marriage.
Yes.
It's something that is very important.
Nothing is going to be 100% from the beginning. I think we've talked about it here some time ago that people should understand that when you get to know somebody, you're an acquaintance. When you develop relationship with the person, you become friends.
That's right.
When you get to the point and you were thinking of love matters, having affection relationship, you become concubines or premarital relationships. That is also there. So when it becomes known that you are dating that person, there you are still friends. When you mention that you're going to marry this person, then the financing issues comes in. Okay, now you've married, assume it that way.
That's right.
Now look at the process from which that you come through. When you get married, assuming that at least you were able to cover up the time or the period that you were friends, the period that you were boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever. I don't know, they call it platonic, no. The serious relationship,
That's right.
commitment. Then when you get married, now your commitment is sealed. You're married. So let's say you are starting from same level.
All right.
Okay, as you keep going, when you have a child, you are no more just a wife, you are a mother.
That's true.
Both of you are parents. So no two ways. Communication direction will change there because you are no more two people. You are this time three. So as the kids,
The attention also.
yes, we'll go there. So people should, what I want people to know is when you are a wife, the situation is different from becoming a mother.
A mother, that's true.
And when you're a mother, the situation is different from a parenthood. You get my point. Everybody can become a mother. Can you all be parents?
No, not really.
The same thing. So with the guys too, when you marry, when you have your child, you're a father, then you become a parent. We shouldn't forget that all these situations will demand different levels or different focus of communication in any relationship.
That's true.
So this is where people usually mixed up, thinking that the time she was a girlfriend, now she's a wife, she has a child, so the husband should treat her the same
way,
or she should get the things that she was getting when she was a girlfriend.
True.
She should have them by this time that she's a mother and probably a parent. When you think of it this way, you get it wrong at all times. It's not going to be the same. So people should understand it that way.
Exactly. If we understand it that way, I think the conflict in marriage will reduce.
Yes. People should understand before they get married, especially if she is the one that you're going to have your family with. If he's the one you want to father children of hers, if he's the one you want to mother children of his, then you should develop that kind of communication with the one. Talk about these issues that you're going to go through.
That's true.
Because it's definitely going to come. So when the issues come, then you remind yourself that you knew that when you get married, you become a mother, you become a parent.
Yes.
Definitely, things are going to change. It's not going to be the same. There will be issues that you need to have different. You need to shift your focuses here and there to adjust to them.
That's true.
See?
Right. Thank you so very much. I told you, this is more reason why you have to tune into Jafric Radio Home Sweet Home. Yes, because you will hear a lot. Yes, some things you know, those that you don't know, those that you are yet to know. Thank you so very much, viewers. Yes, we will move again to match what we did in March 2022. Appreciate your spouse. Appreciate your spouse. Yes, we learned a lot about this. That some people, they take things for granted. Yes, and they take their wives and their husbands' good services for granted. They don't appreciate. They think this is the duty of the woman to cook, to lay bed, to clean the house, to go pick the children from school, to come and do this and do that. And so if you are doing it, you are performing your duties as a wife. So you don't need to be appreciated. And then women also think that it is the responsibility of a man to provide money, to build houses, to create the environment for the wife and the children to be very, very, comfortable. So doing that, it means you are performing your duty and you do not, it's not by force to get to be appreciated. Yes. But, Mr. Fred, appreciate your spouse.
Yeah, of course you need to. I think people have a variety of ways, but of course we need to appreciate ourselves.
That's true.
Yes. Just saying thank you for your food. Thank you for your love. It goes a long way.
A long way.
But some people are so prideful to use those words. However, there are ways that you can use to express yourself.
Yes.
Don't forget that not everybody likes to be thanked. I've seen some before.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
to use the word thank you. Yeah. Some people.
Do they prefer something different from
yes,
that?
this is what I was going to describe. I quite remember last year when we were talking about this issue, we described a way to hold or hug your spouse. Some people prefer it that way.
Oh, instead of saying
thank you.
Just thank you.
Yes, you just walk to her and you hug her.
And say it. Or
yes.
You don't need to say.
You don't have to say anything. Just hugging, that expression also is just enough for some people. Yes.
My goodness.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. People have their way, but of course, no matter how, we need to appreciate ourselves.
Exactly.
Just say thank you for the food.
Hey, cooking is a big job.
Well, myself, I don't know how to
Fred.
cook, so
Cooking
I know.
is a very, very great job.
Yeah, of course, somebody
Very tedious.
has his profession in that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so yeah,
So
it's hard.
if
It's not simple.
Your wife or your husband cooks for you.
Yeah.
You need to be appreciated. Sure.
Yeah.
Some people cook and put a lot of things inside that will kill you.
Don't forget that last
Very soon, but you
last
have
year,
a wife
when
who
we're
cooks
talking
for you.
this,
Yeah.
when we're talking about these appreciative issues, I gave myself an example at one point that my wife wouldn't like me to be in the kitchen.
Okay.
Anytime that I try to go there, she will make excuses and kind of drive me away. I don't know.
Maybe
Not only my wife, even my
your
sisters.
foods are not tasty. I don't know.
Look, my own sisters too.
Oh, I
They
see.
stop me from going to kitchen. I don't know.
Because in Africa, it's not so. In some traditions,
Well,
it's not meant thing to go to.
my wife would do the same thing. So, you know what I developed? When she is cooking in the kitchen, then I look around, I'll be cleaning the other areas, toilet,
Okay.
bathhouse, and all the time that when she sees it, she'll go, wow.
Oh, okay. Maybe you want you to do it more. That's why she wants
I started it early on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, before we got into the house, she knew that I don't like dirty
Yes.
places, especially bathhouse, you know. Yes, she knew that. So, yeah, when we started living together, I didn't let her talk about anything. All the time, she would come and say she's living in a hotel. Yeah, because I try to make the place clean, the toilet and the bathhouse, and other things too, which in this culture is kind of a man's work, the Gomi collection and all those things. Yeah, so that was how I was doing. In a way, it was also my way of appreciating her, spending time in the kitchen, cooking, doing all those
Yes,
things.
for
So
you.
appreciate her by doing the other hard jobs. This is what we were doing at home.
Oh, wow.
So we never have issues concerning that.
All right. Thank you so much. I've seen some comments coming, but we want to go on break. Please don't go away. Enjoy yourself with this song. And when we come back, we have a lot to talk about. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Thank you.
Made beats on the beats.
impano yanjye nukugukunda n'umutima wose amahoro yanjye nukuba uwawe n'ibyanjye byose ndi kumwe nawe mba mfite byose mba numva ntuje Nyumba mbere niyubabaye usangira biranyura biravuna kukubura umunezero unuzamo nta gipimo naguha sinzi icyo nge naguha isi yose ibyumve I love you
This is Jafric Radio.
Uri simbeshya I love you iyo ubabaye ndababara ugusiga ntibyambaho umutaka ntugamamo imvura y'ibibazo byanjye nta wundi wankurura atari wowe gusa ni wowe nkeneye ni wowe unkora hakwiye ni wowe umenya ibyo nkwiye ni wowe nzahora nkunda ndi kumwe nawe
show them all the beauty they possess inside.
This is Jafric Radio.
Sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be, and so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve.
Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so very much for staying tuned. Yes, thank you for your great support. Thank you for your comments. Yes, we are doing a recap of last year.
This is Jafric
programs.
Radio.
Okay, and from what you've heard, you know that it is good always to tune into Jafric Radio Home Sweet Home, because we give you nothing but the best. All right, okay, let's go straight to our comments, and then we will continue. All right, okay, thank you so much. We have our sister Nana Ajua. Nana Ajua is watching us from Guma, and we have Pastor Emmanuel Edu Jemfi, one of our panelists. He's also watching from Ibaraki, Bando City. All right, we have Mr. Joe Bafo is also watching all the way from Nagoya. And then our sister Vida Endindigness, she's also watching from Saitama Toda. Yes, she said, nice one. And we have our brother Cornelius. I don't know where, maybe from Tokyo. I am not sure. So, Mr. Cornelius, let us know where you are watching us from. Okay. Sister Vida again said, good talk. And then our brother Cornelius said, Home Sweet Home has been so fantastic. And I believe this year we will take it to a new level. Yes, we will take it to a new level. Thank you so much, Mr. Cornelius Apia. You have been a great help to Jafric programs, not Home Sweet Home alone, but always you are there with us, and we do appreciate you so much for your great support. We will very soon have a Jafric fan. Yeah. Yes, so, and fan club, and I think you'll be instrumental to that. So please get prepared. Right. And we have Mr. Kofi Asamoah. Mr. Kofi Asamoah. Okay. I have a response from Mr. Cornelius Apia. He said, I'm in Tokyo now. All right. Thank you so very much. So Mr. Cornelius is watching all the way from Tokyo. Mr. Kofi Asamoah, to let me know where you are watching us from. Where? Kawasaki. Kawasaki, thank you so much. Kawasaki is Kanagawa. Oh, sorry, Kanagawa. Those of you who don't know, it's Kanagawa Ken. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Kofi Asamoah. And we have Elder Ajimai, all the way from Konoso. He is the presiding elder of the Central Assembly of Church of Pentecost, Japan. Elder Ajimai says, nice discussion. Thank you so very much, Elder, for your great support. Elder used to be yes, he used to be. That's why I'm using. Elder used to be one of our panelists, but for some time now, maybe time is not permitting him, so he can't.
This is Jafric Radio.
Often. And thank you so very much, Elder, for your great support to this program. We do appreciate you all for your help. Yes, without your help, we wouldn't have reached where we are now. And we are not taking them for granted. It's a privilege to have you all around helping us to achieve our goal. Not the goal that will benefit us alone, but the entire universe. Thank you so much for being part of this great achievement that we have. All right, coming back to the topic that we discussed last year, and we reached March. Yeah, and the topic for March was appreciate your spouse, and then different values and beliefs in marriage. So I think we have dealt with the appreciate your spouse, and we are moving to different values and beliefs in marriage. Mr. Fred, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You did. Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah.
We are going to the topic that we discussed last year: differences or difference in values and beliefs in marriage. Yes.
I think we should put it this way: the levels of values, because it's going to be there all the time, and it will be there always. Well, very few times that you see people of the same value in commitment.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be there. And difference in beliefs, that can be dangerous when you have difference in beliefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be good that you the two, you get to understand yourselves, what you believe. But like we said, I won't recommend you going into a relationship with somebody who have a complete diverse belief from yours. Yeah, I think it will create problems along the line.
Create a lot of problems.
And
it means the two of you are not compatible. I think
of
so.
course, let's put it that way. And once you have difference in beliefs, your thinking too is going to be different.
Exactly.
The way you think. So along the line, you're going to conceive things from one another. Because you won't say it. When you say it, it's going to hit the rock. Because thinking, he has a different way of believing things.
That's right.
So it will hit the rock, and you begin to hide from saying things to your spouse. So, and when it happens that way, it's going to generate a lot of misunderstanding and problems in the family. You won't believe yourselves anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think we recommended that it doesn't matter if the person have different beliefs, he can still go and do whatever or have commitment with one. No, we do not recommend that. And I still don't recommend it. That's why we've suggested that before you have any commitment with somebody, you need to study the person, have understanding of both of you for at least 2 years. So
2 years.
2 years.
Mami Uncle will tell you that it's not true. It's never true.
Well, you see, when I'm talking about commitment,
Okay.
relationships are there, but commitment can be a little different. Because when the commitment comes, you've committed yourself to the person, that you've accepted everything he or she is. And when the commitment comes in, don't forget that you've brought in your other relationships, family,
That's right.
friends, and everybody's going to be a witness.
That's true.
You see, so you get to confess before all these people with the commitment that yes, you committed to this person. You see, so you need to talk a lot about your differences
Yeah,
before.
we still come back to the communication again.
Yeah.
Wow, you cannot do without
Communication
it.
is the
It's
ultimate
true.
result or an answer for all these problems that we have.
It's true.
You see, yeah, you need to talk to understand your differences and your beliefs. That's what I'm saying. If your beliefs are different, it can cause a lot of problems. Values, if the levels are different, it's okay. You can make adjustment.
Right.
You know, based on the way the two communicate. You know, yes, but when the beliefs are diverse or different, opposite, I don't think we suggested that it's a good idea to go ahead and marry the one. That's why you caught with the person. So when you get to know this, I think the best thing is maybe have a straight talk that maybe due to our beliefs we won't be compatible. Yeah, and stop it that way. Yeah, instead of going to marry somebody with different beliefs and in future you have different way of thinking.
Different, yeah, exactly. And it's to definitely bring problems into your marriage,
Yes.
whether you like it or yes.
Yeah, and you can
So
solve
long
it.
as you have differences and belief and
Yeah.
values.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm saying, the values, when the levels are different, you can talk about it, but my advice to the men, well, I won't lie.
Men alone, okay. I would also advise the females.
Well, of course, because men, naturally we would have to assume some kind of responsibility in the relationship. Yes, and I won't advise any man to have a value which is much lower than your spouse. I won't advise it that way. Yeah, because when your spouse has, when their value is much greater than you, we've seen a lot of examples. Some people would take advantage of that and
misbehave.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the marriage.
Yeah. So to avoid it, I'm talking to the young ones who are yet to get married. Be careful your wife or your spouse does not have much value than you.
But don't you think that what we are saying could even bring kind of jealousy when some who are already in a relationship or in marriage where the man will always being the man being the higher, but when their wives are having more values than the man, won't it bring kind of jealousy?
Jealousy about what? Of course, when a woman has more value than the man, it's going to be issues. No two ways about it.
Really?
Yeah, I can guarantee that. There will be issues. Yeah, in the relationship. No two ways about it. Yeah. Around me, if I count 10 people of that, at least 8 have issues due to that.
So what if it's vice versa?
If it's vice versa, it's manageable.
I see.
Yeah, it's manageable. They can manage it well. Yeah. When the man has an upper hand, that's what you were saying, right?
Yes.
It's manageable and it's kind of normal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I think these days we are working hand in hand, so it doesn't matter who is higher or having higher values.
You're not going to talk about those issues at home, but you're talking about values.
Yes.
See, you're not going to be home and talk about those issues. Now, your lifestyle will determine your value.
Okay.
The value that you have will depict the kind of lifestyle that you put before your woman or your husband.
Okay.
This is what we're talking about, right? And that's what I'm saying. I mean, my experience is when the woman has an upper hand or upper value, around the 10 people that I know, it gives a lot of issues. You see, there's so many issues comes up. But when the men are upper, they manage it.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it's not good, but
I got your point.
if you go in and face those troubles, okay. Yeah, but I'm advising the young ones that if you can, at least find somebody that maybe you're a little upward than in value.
Okay.
You can become a carpenter, that's fine. Your wife can be somebody selling or trader. I mean, it's okay,
Well,
it's fine.
You can be carpenter while your wife is the CEO of maybe a bigger company.
Well, I'm not saying it's wrong, but what I'm saying is, in that sense, it's going to create a lot of problems. We can talk so much things here.
Okay.
When you talk about values, there will be something like men talk and women talk here.
Okay.
So men, we can talk so many things before the women,
Right.
and women they can do the same thing. But what I'm trying to say is, no two ways. If your wife is a CEO in a company, and you, the man, you are at the site as a carpenter nailing the woods or the sticks, no two ways. There will be a problem that you would have to face at home.
Exactly. I think you are right, because there was one typical example that I witnessed to that a man who saw the lady through a school after she did her I think he finished the first degree, she did her master's and moved on to PhD, and she became like the organized in the
Yes.
society, and the husband was also running a shop at the magazine. Yes. At some point, the woman said, he can't continue.
Look at
marriage.
it, yeah.
The marriage that has produced 2 kids, and the kids were at the university at that time. I mean, it's a long relationship, and the woman suddenly felt so like not good, because the level has changed. And the level has changed. It was because of the man that has pushed the lady up to that level. And when he got to the top, she just looked down and said no.
Well, God says He will prepare you, your helper. So how can a helper have much value than the master?
Really? We have married, so the two have become one. So we are just inseparable.
Okay, let me tell you one thing.
But
Maybe
it's just yeah.
in the man didn't have an idea to divorce the woman. That wasn't the intention.
Never.
But along the line, he was probably jealous. Because if a CEO should be meeting with other men who are probably, let's say, well dressed or whatever, you know, there'll be jealousy there. Jealousy on both ends.
Someone say, please don't look down on carpenters.
No. Carpenters are good.
Yeah.
I just mentioned them. Carpentry is a very good profession.
Exactly.
I guess you did.
Jesus' father was a carpenter.
Well, I'm using
That's
that
what we
as an
heard.
example because you can get to a high level in carpentry too. You see,
Those high level, we call them, they do furnitures, not carpenters.
we call them architects.
Architects.
Because an architect can be in
Yes.
architecture, you can be an architect in woodwork.
Exactly.
So they're architects. Yeah. So a carpenter means the one that you start from the fresh. You can ascend up to become an architect. You get my point. Or a construction technician.
Wow.
Of course, you can do all this. They are all there. But we're using
My
that.
husband is not a carpenter. He makes furnitures.
You can be a wood. You can
That's
say
what he said.
a woodworker or something like that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're using the lowest to give an example.
Okay.
We're not looking down on anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying carpentry. You start from there, then you move up, you move up, you move up. One day, then you're an architect or construction
So all
technician.
that you are trying to say is that though your beginning might be small,
Yeah,
but
it might be
don't,
small.
don't stay there.
Especially if you are a man.
Especially if you
Move
are a
up.
man, move up.
So, like this
that
man you are talking
you
about.
place much value
Yes.
on yourself.
We said it here
Yeah.
before. I think one of your viewers put a question. I think he was in a difficult relationship or something like that. And I think I responded that if that's your situation, then increase your value.
That's true.
I believe I said this. So increase your value means you're going to let your woman know that you still have responsibility of moving up.
Exactly.
Yes, the ladder. You're not going to stay where you are. You get my point? Yeah. So when it's opposite, yes, I was saying maybe the man didn't mean divorcing that woman you're talking about, but jealousy set in.
And even in the courtroom, the man was still pleading
Look at it.
that the woman shouldn't go because at this point that the children have grown up
What is
and
it
all
about?
the children were sided with the man.
Yes.
That what the mother is doing was wrong. If you want your husband to go up, then let him stop work, push him up as she pushed
In
you.
business.
Yes, so that he can be able to fit whatever. And they said
But she wouldn't do that.
It will be too late. Like she
Too
can't,
late in what? That's what I'm saying.
she can't
when it
stress
comes
herself
this way,
out.
there will be men talk and women talk here. Yeah. You see? So if the woman was sensible enough, she could do what the children suggested. You know, whether he was a carpenter from the beginning, push him up to get to a different level.
That's right.
It's possible, right?
Very.
Then why didn't she do that? When the man did that to you, you didn't do that to. So I'm saying, I'm not suggesting it's good to have a woman that's upper value more than you know.
But we have a lot of women who has helped men, and at the end, it also went sour.
There will be problems all the time and everywhere. You see, perhaps not necessarily the values. There was something wrong somewhere. The one you just said as an example, well, you can see that it was the
As for
value.
the one I was,
But you can see that something set in. To me, it's jealousy and pride.
jealousy in the side of the man.
The man and,
And
the
the pride on the
pridefulness
side.
on the side of the
Okay.
of the woman. You see, that's set in. So they couldn't have good relationship anymore.
Yeah.
And
As for the
ultimately-
jealousy, I may say no because it came from the woman's side. Said now he's moving with the ministers and the top people, and he cannot discuss the husband
That's
with them
pridefulness, right?
because of the nature of the work that the husband is doing
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and the
It-
level of the man.
On her
he
part,
can't
it was-
communicate with the others,
Yes.
which
on her part,
What
it
do you
was
say?
pridefulness.
yeah.
And on the part of the man, it was jealousy. Because you've brought your wife to a certain level, you probably want to be proud of her. Oh, my wife is to graduate. And I just feel and she is dumping you, going away to different people. Definitely you're jealous.
Yeah.
So it's jealousy on the man's part and pridefulness on the woman's part. No compatibility there. Don't try it.
All right. Thank you so very much, viewers, for your patience. Yeah, I think we are almost on time, but if time permits us, we will take the April one, effective conflict management in marriage. I think all these things
management.
intertwine. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the
Effective-
programs that we do,
yeah.
I think, you see, we made communication a big solution here. In all these topics that we're
Exactly.
discussing, communication is a big solution.
Yes.
If you don't develop communication effectively, you're going to hit a rock no matter what happens. You see?
And the conflict management is also one of the
I
Yeah.
can remember that too.
yeah. You
Yeah, I mean, it
remember?
also comes to, but it's the way to handle it.
Yeah,
That's
to
what we
handle
were
it.
going to discuss.
Exactly.
How to handle
Because, yeah.
conflicts in the house.
Communication can set in, yes, right, but if you
How to
have a
handle it.
wife or a husband who can't forgive, it will be very difficult for the conflicts to be managed. In
Well,
the
it
house.
depends on the level of the mistake or the level of the wrong that the spouse committed
Okay.
that he cannot forgive. You see, it depends on the level.
So,
Um,
whichever level you have to forgive, I think. To me, in marriage, to me.
Well, it won't be so easy. Yeah, for some people, it won't be so easy, and it won't go so simple.
Yeah.
You see, so it's all bounds on jealousy and pridefulness in relationships. You see, when you have these two things setting, hey, solutions becomes nearly impossible. One is jealousy, one is prideful. You know, how do you sit them together, or how do you sit together and talk?
Yeah, there are some people when they are angry, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dangerous. You can't control them. Yeah,
This
so
is Jafric
we want
Radio.
to draw the curtain down here, and I think we are almost on time. Mr. Fred, I will give you 1 minute opportunity to sum up whatever you want to say pertains to what we have discussed. Yeah.
Well, our viewers, we thank you for watching. It's always Jafric. Yes, we are always the best, and we're always here to help you out with your relationships. But we've said a lot. No matter who you meet, no matter who you plan to have a relationship with, make sure you have developed effective communication. Listen to it carefully. I'm saying develop.
Okay.
Develop. I'm not saying do communication. That means if the person cannot communicate well, or if you cannot communicate well, practice, develop how to communicate well and effectively. That's why I'm saying develop
This is Jafric
effective
Radio.
communication with one. Make sure you ask questions. Make sure you get to know your spouse well before you open up.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Make sure you ask questions. Things that you do not understand, don't keep it within you. In fact, your mind may be thinking differently from what the reality. So it is better to ask questions and understand yourself very well and understand your spouse. Thank you so very much. Viewers, don't forget that Bayside Modeling Agency sponsored this program, as well as Tomric Hotel. Yes, we thank you so very much. Our next program will be Hour of Divine, Pentecost Hour, right? Yes, Pentecost Hour. So our national head, Pastor Osaya Enin, will host this program. Is it 7 o'clock? 7:30 on the dot. Tune into Jafric Radio, and you will never regret you did. All right, because the pastor will give you undiluted word
This is Jafric
from the word
Radio.
of God. All right, my name is Abena Poma Poku Fokuo. I have said it all. Dickness Abena Poma or Dickness Poma. You can call me that. Yes, thank you so very much, the producers of this program, Nanaya Pop Dickin, yes, and also the CEO of Jafric Radio. Thank you so very much for your great support. Until we meet again next week. Next week, we are here in Akan. All right? So we will continue next week. We say sayonara.
Okay.
no me de yokozuna. Boy lay along here and pay in a pewena. John, she baby where you heavy do. Makasa, now more for my baby take it cool. Hey, you make who feel the be much shower boo. At the moment, 1-on-1 no more, but them I say shoe. Shamaka high, sweet, knock a hello. Your papa was street, you wear your flexible ghetto. My one of my Jeep, my one to do mellow. If you try it with some machine over santi yellow. Most of women physical, my chama mammy there. When you superstar visitor, you know what you try to get.
This is Jafric Radio.
She be them who pay me imagine that. Yankupon the bum that's them from Bum again. Canada Shagana from the Biabu there. Designers were hold back with Yammy the best. But start from height 5.5, the side by side. Me shaping the nice. The hips in the 36 or your